All right, so typical warm up for me uses a band, and I like this to kind of prime my body for it. And the way I describe this is, think about painting. Do you get better results when you prime and then paint, or just go straight to paint? So similar with your muscles, you want to wake them up, get the blood flowing, get synovial fluid flowing to your joints, so that way you're going to have a more effective workout, a safer workout as well, because warming up will help prevent injuries. And sometimes warm-ups look kind of silly. So why do I do side steps? I want to engage glute med. A lot of the exercises that we do are moving in a forward or a backward motion. We're not often doing donkey kicks. So you really want to make sure that you are focusing on different planes of motion. And so moving side to side is a great way to engage glute med, because glute max usually gets all the love. Another one that I love to do as part of my warm-up is bird dogs, dead bugs. This is gonna help engage your core as well. So bird dog, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and you're going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg, and you're trying to get into a nice straight line. What do I mean by that? Not up here, not down here. You're trying to get a nice, even kind of arrow here with your body. So do that on each side. You can do this with a light band as well, but I kind of like to do it with that one. And then dead bug, going to flip onto your back, and we're kind of doing a tabletop but in the air. So knees at 90, you can flex your feet, arms come straight up, and here you're also going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg. You don't touch the floor, or you don't have to touch the floor, and you come back up. Here, my abdominals are engaged. You can probably hear me quivering a bit, and you come back. You don't have to hold it. You can go fluid into each movement. But if you do want to hold it, it's going to give you just a little bit more engagement. Make sure that your lower back is flush to the floor that entire time. So you don't want to be able to get your arm through there. So tuck your tailbone in and then alternate. And you want to be really mindful of these movements, so like nothing that's just sloppy. Okay, next one, I am going to put the band back on. This is to warm up, again, the core, but trying to get really deep into the transverse abdominis. Okay, so you're getting in that that dead bug position again. Okay, you're gonna tap, come in, and with that added resistance, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. So on this one here, I am tapping, and I don't need to go fully extended. Okay, from here, I like to do some hip bridges. So I start off with bilateral, which means both sides at the same time. I like to put my hands across my chest, so that way I'm not using the floor like to help push me up. Good, and then I'm gonna go into unilateral. So I'm gonna do one side at a time. I'm going to keep one foot flat on the floor and the other leg is going to be extended. I bring my arms across again. And this will help you very quickly determine which is your weaker side because one side will feel a lot easier. For me, my left is always more challenging. I love kettlebells generally. I think they're an extremely versatile piece of equipment. You can do so many things with them. And so I'm gonna start with some kind of sneaky core work. I don't do a lot of the traditional core work, so right now I'm gonna be doing around the world with this kettlebell. So holding it upside down by the handles, I'm gonna bring it behind my ear. I'm gonna keep it as close to my head as possible. I'm gonna bring it beside my opposite ear and bring it back to my chest. I'm going to alternate this. And why is this sneaky core? Because you're getting weight overhead, and so you need to engage your core in order to do that. And I also love, workout or not, killing two birds with one stone. And what I like about this is that it adds some shoulder stabilization as well. Bent knee, 90 degrees, kettlebell straight up. So when we have weight overhead, we really want to make sure we're in alignment. So shoulder, elbow, wrist, all in one line. And I'm keeping my bicep beside my ear. What does that mean? We're not holding weights out here. We're holding weights nice and close in alignment, because that's going to help us prevent injury. Okay, now that it's up, back leg is also in 90 degrees. I like to tuck my toes in for more stability, and I'm going to hinge and bring my hip out to the side, similar to what we would be doing in a Turkish get-up. We're just kind of practicing that one movement. So keep your eye on the kettlebell, your hand is flat. You're going to use your core to come back, and then you're gonna look forward. When I want to start turning, I'm gonna look at that kettlebell. I'm gonna send my hips out, send my hand to the floor, keep my gaze on the kettlebell, come back up. So you're gonna feel this in your obliques. And this is just, again, another fun core exercise that also helps you practice portions of your Turkish get-up. And again, there's always a side that will be easier and one that is more challenging. That is normal. The reason why you want to continue doing unilateral exercises is so that way you can close that deficit in between both sides. If you're always working in a bilateral movement, your stronger side will always compensate for your weaker side. But if you're choosing to isolate the weaker side, you're going to force it to work because the stronger side can compensate. No warm-up is complete without getting your heart rate up, getting a little bit of a sweat. I don't think you should ever jump into something like lifting heavy or doing a conditioning workout without having broken a little bit of a sweat, gotten your heart rate up, that you feel warm physically before you start doing stuff like that. I think it helps prevent injury. All right, then I go into some kettlebell work in order to get that done. For me, I, again, like doing this unilateral just because for me, it's a little bit fun. So I just kind of do some hang cleans, press, and then I do single toss. Just do that a few times. I feel like it is a really good exercise for me to do as a warm-up. Gets everything engaged.